Hey everyone, and welcome back to The Screeny. Have you ever wondered what it would be like to see Dr. Phil McGraw in person? Some of the guests he has on are so crazy that it must be like watching a train wreck in slow motion. If the idea tickles your fancy, you can apply to be an audience member for free. But it comes with a catch. Join us as we take a look at rules Dr. Phil makes his audience follow. Before we begin, do us a favor by clicking that like button and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss a video on your favorite TV shows. No bright clothing. For some people, going on the Dr. Phil show might be the highlight of the year. Maybe you're taking mom for her birthday so she can see how dysfunctional other families are. Maybe she wants to get all glammed up and put on that red floral dress she's been waiting to wear. Unfortunately, you're gonna have to tell mama to put that outfit back in the wardrobe and pick out something beige. The Dr. Phil website asks audience members to come dressed in business casual and to avoid wearing any bright colors or patterns. Why? Apparently, they don't translate well on camera. But we'd bet that it's all to do with attention. If the audience members are wearing eye-catching colors, then viewers at home may be distracted from the matter at hand. We don't want to be torn away from the relationship dramas for any amount of time, do we? This is prime quality television. Or, as prime as it can get when you're talking about spousal abuse and stuff. No phones allowed. One thing the doc does not tolerate is that infernal WhatsApp ping ruining his taping. Seriously though, all audience members are told not to bring their phones with them to the show as they are strictly prohibited and there is nowhere to store them. If audience members do show up with their devices, they will then be turned away. According to TripAdvisor though, one out-of-towner follows the website's advice and paid for a driver to drop them off at the studio, only to find that there was a phone check-in. It's probably not just the noise the producers want to keep to a minimum, but they don't want audience members looking at their phones while they're in their seats. This is the information age, and it's difficult to resist checking your phone for a while. Plus, others might think it's okay to snap some pictures of Phil up on the stage, and that's not cool either. Have you ever tried to film a TV show while flashes are going off left, right, and center? Okay, us neither, but we imagine it's not good. No restroom trips. From what we can gather, waiting to go into the studio to see the show can be a long process. Most past audience members advise on getting there early if you want to get in, as it's on a first-come, first-serve basis. You might want to avoid fueling up on caffeine to get there in time though, as apparently there's strict restroom rules. All guests are told to go to the bathroom before they take their seats, as you can't get up when the cameras start to roll. Of course, if it's an absolute emergency then they'll let you go, but just do everyone a favor and take the PP train before you park your caboose. It might seem a little OTT, but when you think about it, it makes sense. No one wants people to get up and disrupt the guests when they're talking or make a nuisance of themselves. You know what it's like when you have to go to the movie theater, squeezing past everyone with their popcorn and feeling like the biggest idiot in the world? We can only imagine it would be like that, but worse, especially when the guests are talking about their innermost secrets. Awkward. The producers seat you. This is another reason to warn mama to dress conservatively. According to people that have visited the set, you're not always sat next to the person you came with. In fact, producers pick the people to sit in the first few rows themselves. You could be stood in a queue for hours, but it's all down to what you're wearing and how presentable you are. The ones seated in the front row of the audience are the ones producers deem most suitable to be on camera. It's a little insensitive for sure, but that's the way the cookie crumbles in showbiz. If you absolutely don't want to sit at the front, then wear a bright color and they'll either refuse you at entry or force you to sit at the back. Sitting at the front might not be it's all cracked up to be anyway. You've seen how crazy some of the guests can get. Do you really want to be in the firing line when things go wrong? It's a 6-hour stay. How much footage can they shoot for a single episode, right? Well, it turns out that it's quite a lot. Audience members need to get to the set early, then resign themselves to around 6 hours of watching the big man do his thing. The entire show is shot in one take, with Phil talking to the guests for a long time. What you see play out on television is only a snippet of what goes down, which is interesting to think about. Some of the guests on the show are seriously messed up, so it probably takes the doc a long time to get to the root of the issue. Then, if it's a teen tearaway that's been sent away to a rehab center, that takes up additional time. After all, some of these people come from all the way across the country to get Dr. Phil's help, so it's only right that he gives them the time they need. Sadly, for audience members, that's a long time to sit down. As for lunch, staff hand out water and crackers and nothing else, so you can forget about getting a buffet meal for free. Guests must dress warmly. You know us here at The Screeny. We do a lot of research to try and get to the bottom of the topics we present to you. With that being said, one recurring thing kept cropping up for this one. Almost all the people that have visited the Dr. Phil studio say it's absolutely freezing in there. While Dr. Phil doesn't tell people to bring sweaters, everyone that's crossed his threshold advises future visitors to pack on the layers. The doc must like to keep things frostier than the fractured relationships he's trying to fix. Why? Well, we don't know for sure, but we can speculate. The doc is a big guy. He was a college football player in his heyday, and he's built like a brick outhouse, so maybe he's prone to sweating? Harsh studio lights can also give off a lot of heat, so if he's going to be under those for 6 hours at a time, maybe he keeps the aircon cranked up? That would stop him from dissolving into one big wet mess on camera, and probably calls for less makeup applications. Is it nice for the audience? Probably not, but it's all about who's on stage. You can get moved. Sometimes audience members will only be there for one show, but it can be 2 or more. Once you get in through the door, don't think about leaving because you'll just annoy the heck out of everyone. Just because you sit in one place during the first episode doesn't mean that you'll be there for the next either, so don't get comfortable. To make everyone look new and fresh for each episode, the producers get the audience members to sit in different places. Again, don't expect to be sat next to those you came with. It's pure pot luck. One fan visited the show and has the pleasure of sitting behind Dr. Phil's wife, Robin McGraw, for the first taping. After that, he was shifted all the way back to the front row aisle seat. That's like winning the lottery. You could try slipping a tip to the staff, but it probably won't do much good. This isn't Olive Garden. Don't talk to Phil. When it comes to his show, the doc is all business. He arrives on set and takes his position up on the stage. The only thing he's concerned with is the cameras and the guests he's about to dress down. He may nod and acknowledge the audience, but he usually doesn't address them directly until the very end. If you're hoping to get a photo and a handshake with the man himself, then you're better off buying a cardboard cutout. Dr. Phil is way too busy to pander to the requests of every over-enthusiastic fan, and you'll probably be carted out by security, never to see him again. Sob. Think of it this way. Dr. Phil is at work, and you're a guest in his office. He's trying to get all his tasks squared away, and there you are, shoving a pen in his hand so he can sign an autograph. It's not a good look for anyone. We've all seen Phil when he's cranky. You don't want to make him mad, especially if you listen to the allegations of some of his former staff members. You have to sign a waiver. TV show tapings are fun and all that, but it's still a money-making enterprise and Phil needs to look after his interests. When audience members turn up, they must go through a full scanning process, bag search, and metal detector before signing a waiver that says they're allowed to be filmed. It also gives the show the rights to change their appearance too. The jury's out on what that means exactly, but maybe it's to do with changing their clothes or putting makeup on them? Or it could be in the editing process if the production staff feel like jazzing them up. Either way, it's a little weird, but whatever. Legal waivers are commonplace in the land of entertainment, so sign your name on the dotted line or you're not getting in. Most people who have gone through the experience have enjoyed it. Would you ever do it? Thank you very much for watching today's video. Make sure to subscribe to our channel for more videos on your favorite TV shows and tap one of the 2 videos on screen for another amazing video.